Mishmeister. We are in the batter's box. How are you doing, Craig? Good afternoon, sir.
What's up, Orlando? How are you? I thought that I was going to see you on Sunday night, and I was looking for you in the crowd. I did not see you. I was actually shocked.
What was Sunday? What did I miss? I'm sorry.
I guess you weren't there then. REO Speedwagon, Sticks.
Oh no, yeah, I didn't go. Yeah, I was. I almost went with the daughter and the wife.
Yeah, I figured.
But we decided to chill out and relax. I mean, I've seen them like 100 times.
I'm sure. That's what I thought. My wife was like,
"How were they?
Orlando's
How
here?"
were they? They were good.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah. I had a question for you about that. Do you think that that Sticks is the headliner on all of those shows, or do you think REO they swap back and forth? That was a question.
No, I think Sticks is the headliner in all the shows.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's because Sticks was so much better, than REO was really good, but
REO is awesome, but Sticks is they're when you get Dennis DeYoung with them, then you have like a powerhouse. It's funny because if they both got back together again, they would probably be filling bigger arenas. Actually,
yeah, they just hate each other like poison, though. So.
I know, dude. They just can't stand each. And it's funny because they played Mr. Roboto in your concert, which that was the album that
broke him up.
That broke him up and all that because DeYoung wanted to make this whole presentation and the costumes and all that, and these guys were like, "Dude, we just want to rock, bro. We just want to rock." And so Double J and Tommy Shaw were like, and that's what ended up having causing that split. Yeah. And by the way, they do a nice job with the guy that runs the keyboards and sings the Dennis DeYoung role. Yeah, he's a good showman.
They don't like each other, and the other part of it too is that. Which really I think throws more salt on the wound is that they're doing Styx is doing all their shows with a lot of Dennis DeYoung songs, not just that one. They do Come Sail Away and others too, and then Dennis DeYoung has his own Tommy Shaw in his band. It's like what like they're doing Renegade with Dennis DeYoung.
So, and he sounds good, by the way. His Tommy Shaw guy sounds good too, by the way.
I know. It's see, that part of it is kind of hard, but I would tell you that once you kind of put that out of your mind and you don't worry about it, then Styx is phenomenal. But look, I mean, I agree with you though. If I don't think they're getting back together though, it doesn't seem
it'll never happen. It'll never happen. They hate each other. It's like it's like Morrissey and Johnny Marr. You cannot get those two ever in a room. It just will not happen. It sucks, man. It really, really sucks. But it's one of those, man. But I'm glad you got to see them.
You're the expert in that field, so I figured I would ask you.
Fun concert. That's a fun concert to go to. That's for sure. Last night, man, I gave the run and a half. I thought I had it in that sixth inning. They end up tying it and scoring those 3 runs. That kind of sucked right there, man. It's crazy because the bullpen numbers overall aren't really bad, but it just seems like there are clutch moments that have kind of been bad moments for them. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, no, I think, I mean, if we're referring to last night's game, I think the ninth inning has been an issue a lot. And it seems like they're now using the same guy a lot, and I'm not sure that that's a great idea. But I guess we'll see in the long run. Their bullpen, bullpens. I talked to a lot of general managers about this, Orlando, and no one is really going to indict them for overall having the bullpen that they have because they're very fickle. Like you could look around the league and look at the highest paid guys, and out of the top 10, like 7 are not performing or hurt or something like that. But they just didn't get deep enough, I think, by getting like a veteran or 2 that could stabilize the bullpen. I think that's kind of where it was at. But in terms of the outcome of last night's game, and you said minus 1.5 or whatever, I mean, let's be honest, Orlando, if a team commits 4 errors in a Major League Baseball game like Colorado did, they don't deserve to be within 5 runs of that team. So
you're right.
Last night's one of those games where as a Marlins fan, you look at Marlins fans are sort of jaded. They're all upset that they're like, what if all those 1-run losses that they have were wins? I would argue last night was a case that they probably should have lost that game. I mean, my gosh, it's just
And by the way, the year they got to the playoffs 2 years ago, they did phenomenal in those one-run games. They were awesome. That's the reason why they were able to sneak into the playoffs in that shortened season, because they were phenomenal in those one-run games. Now, let me ask you, the challenges of developing a bullpen without money. Okay, without going to go buy this top reliever, that guy, that these two hold guys, whatever. But in the minors, the challenge of trying to find extra arms in the minors that can do that job. What is that challenge for them?
I don't think it's that difficult. I think, again, I think bullpens are pieced together for the most part. And again, the highest payroll teams are going to be able to sign those guys. But I mean, the best team in all of baseball right now is the New York Yankees. And how much are they paying their closer Clay Holmes right now to close games? Not that much, Orlando. Like it's a very fickle position. There's only a few Kenley Jansens out there. There's only a few Josh Haders out there.
Oop,
And
he froze.
the issue is really overall, when you think about the outcome of this bullpen, is Orlando last season, before the season started, you got to go back to it, they gave Anthony Bass a 2-year contract. The first year was 1 year, and the second year was like 3 or 4. So essentially, that's who they signed to be their closer. I know it's not a lot of money, but over a 2-year period, it's like, okay, $2.5 million if you even it out. And he's been fantastic this season, but he's not closing games for them. So if you're going to spend the 2 or 3 million based on the payroll Miami has, that player has to be the one that's closing games. And unfortunately, Bass is just much better in a different role. He's been arguably as good as anybody in the 7th or 8th inning this season. But again, the 9th inning has been his bugaboo, and they don't seem like they want to go back to him there.
Yeah, well, maybe I guess he doesn't have the. It's really weird how the dynamics of closing or being a hold guy, and how that whole dynamic changes from one inning to another, and how you've got to be wired just a little different than the guy that's holding the 6th, 7th, 8th inning. It's so weird, right? How it's I guess you go out there and you feel like the entire weight of the world is on you, whereas as a hold, you're just like, let me get through this inning, get the guys over to the next inning. It's almost like it's the same responsibility, yet I don't know why it changes and why the mentality needs to be adjusted.
Yeah, it's hard to say. And listen, I think the payroll point is well taken, because again, had they gone out and gotten someone, then maybe, certainly that 9th inning could have been stabilized. But overall, the bullpen's actually been okay for them. It hasn't been terrible.
That's the thing.
But in the end, your record is what it is. People are going to look back and say, what if Tanner Scott didn't give up that home run to Stubbs against the Phillies? What if Sulzer hadn't given up?
That's what we hear from a lot of fans. Oh, the bullpen sucks. And you're like, no, dude, actually, if you look at the stats, they're really not that bad. But it's what I told you at the beginning of the damn interview. It's like there have been key moments that just stand out like a turd in a punch bowl. And you think that that's what happens all the time, and it really hasn't been the case.
Yeah, I mean, Alfaro hit that home run off Sulzer. That was a big moment this season. But look, again, it's all sort of nonsense to me, because again, when you're playing in so many one-run games and they're close, what's happening? Your offense is not coming through in big spots. Let's start with that. Like, that's what's happening, and that's the reason why the games are close and you're losing by 1 run. And then when you're winning by 1 run, you can go back and look at I think they're 7-17 or some 9-17, some horrible record in 1-run games. I guarantee you I could look at those 9 one-run wins and go, oh, they probably should have lost 7, and it's the nature of baseball. Over 162, crazy things are going to happen, and they must find a way very quickly now to get close to or back to 500, or they're going to be sellers again in August.
Oh God, you just want them to be buyers. You don't want them to be sellers. But then again,
how they can be right now.
Yeah, right. If you don't have any
games out of first already, and the wild card is fading fast, they absolutely have to start winning some games quick.
I've kind of said that I'm not really aiming for wild card, to be honest with you. I think this is a team that if they can get to 500 or stay close to 500, I think that's a good season. I just don't think they're that good. It's hard for me to expect playoffs. I just don't see a playoff team, Craig.
Yeah.
Am I being too soft on them?
No, I mean, I think they expected to be a playoff team. None of the projection systems had them as a postseason team.
Did you look at them as a postseason team
well,
for a reason?
it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what they think. So before the season, the projection systems come out. A lot of them have them in the 75, 76, 77, 78, maybe a 79 or so. And honestly, I mean, the people in the organization felt they were better than that. How much better? I'm not really sure. I felt the projection systems were pretty spot on. I felt like between 75 and 80 wins was there, and like you, anything closer to that is a little bit of a bonus. But I you know what I think people have a problem with, and I think it's fair, is you see the foundation of some things that can make them a postseason team. And had they gone another step further with a trade or two, or things that wouldn't really cost them that much, you could have said, wow, maybe those one-run games losses would have been one-run wins had they had another player or two. So the other thing that you're hearing a lot now, and I can just debunk it, all these injuries. Woe is me. All these injuries. We have so many. Orlando, every team has it. Literally every team has the injuries. The Marlins are, I think, 6 or 7 games under 500.
When's Wendell and Anderson coming back?
I think this weekend. But listen to this. They're 6 or 7 games under 500 now. They were listen to me, the healthiest team in Major League Baseball through the first week in May. The very healthiest, not one player on the injured list, and 4 games under 500 at that point. And now they're 2 games worse. So, I mean, what does that tell you?
Okay. How about Bender and Sulcer and Cabrera and those guys? What's the latest with them?
I haven't heard anything on Sulcer, and I haven't been able to go to the park at all. My son is in an all-star tournament. We're traveling all over the place here over the last couple of weeks. It's been insane.
Kick that ass.
Yeah, it's been crazy. We played last night. We play tonight. We play tomorrow. We play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got rained out a month ago. We got to play into next week too. So it's hard for me to get there, but I can still do my work.
Did you get a second or third mortgage to pay for all that?
It's just the gas. It's it wasn't that expensive, honestly.
Damn expensive.
It is worth it.
Hockey, baseball, and soccer, and tennis. God, if you're part of all that, it's like it costs money, bro. Costs money. Some serious. And if you're traveling, damn, bro, that's fun.
So Bender maybe in a week or two he'll have to go on a rehab assignment. Have heard nothing on.
Go ahead.
I was losing you there. Cabrera's injury, I don't think is that serious, so you could see him back fairly soon. And then Max Meyer is the other name in the minors that we're going to be keeping an eye on. I mean, they're basically out of options here. I don't trust the pitcher who pitched last night all that much, and I certainly don't trust Braxton Garrett, who's the other one, all that much. The 2 lefties they have, I don't know. I think those guys are replaceable pieces. They're fortunate that they have some depth, but I don't see them keeping them in games. And Orlando, the thing about Major League Baseball, which to me is the most fascinating dynamic of all, is that once a player comes up from the minors, and they've seen Castano and they've seen Garrett before, but now when they see him again this year, these guys come to the games, Orlando. They're sitting behind home plate. They're working for another team. And then they're going back and they're giving all the information. Here's what he does on 1-2. Here's what he threw 1-1. Here he throws up, and they crush you. The advanced scouting is unbelievable. So the stuff they don't have, those 2 guys don't have the stuff. They need guys like Meyer and Cabrera back.
How about bats wise? Is there a young guy we're gonna call up that we're about to see? What's the deal? No,
I mean, maybe if they make a deal in August, then you would see that. But they called up this kid Girard Encarnacion, and he hit a grand slam in his first game. Right. And I know that fans want to see a lot of him. But in the end, I'm not really sure what he is. I mean, he has a lot of power, and I know he's done well in the minor leagues, but trust me, if this guy was a superstar prospect, he'd be in the big leagues right now. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds for him. Really big guy. Maybe they'll give him an audition in August and September. I see a lot of strikeouts coming with him. I see a lot of power coming with him, and they kind of have guys like that already in the big leagues. Like, how many can you have on the roster?
The game is full of a lot of strikeouts, so he fits just fine.
Yeah, no, true.
You know what I'm saying? So outside of Encarnacion, Nothing else that's earth-shattering
DJ
in the minds
Day
of
is sort of turned things around. Their former first round pick. He's hit a bunch of home runs. He seems to be playing a lot better. I think we'll see him for sure in August and September. I think that there. Listen, I just don't know right now, Orlando, which direction they're going to go. I think that if the trade deadline was today, what they should be doing is, and I hate to say it, gosh, it pains me because it makes it non-competitive, but they should be moving guys out for next year if it was today. Now they're fortunate that they have another 20 or 30 games to make that decision, but I would love
Hey,
to see.
Abigail Garcia woke up last night, bro. He's going to get on a tear now.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully. I mean,
It would
he has 4 years to get on a tear, so hopefully it'll be in the next 2-3 years. I mean, look, he's by all accounts he's a good guy, and and this is not like he took the bag and ran. That I can assure you of.
No.
But like they have these advanced metrics that show hard hit rate and hitting the balls on the ground, and he just has not looked like the same guy. Look, what's happening now is you're hearing a lot of Orlando, the numbers of the players in June and how they're all amazing in June. And nobody wants to mention the fact they played 3 games and scored 75 runs in Coors Field at the beginning of the month. Like that does factor into this equation here. No one wants to talk about it, but it's true. Some guys definitely better than others. Garcia's had a good month. He did not have a good month in April. He did not have a good month in May. His June has been good. But his June has been good, and Soler's has not been good. It's like they can't get these guys together at the same time going.
No, I'm with you there. What's it called? Jazz Chisholm did not have a good road trip. Was not in the lineup yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need another meeting and to slam him a little bit to kind of ignite it again? Because maybe that's what we need to do every couple of days. We slam Jazz Chisholm. We say he can't do this, he can't do that. He's too much bravado, and then he explodes. So, what do you see in Jazz struggling from the road trip?
Yeah, it's interesting. Kind of the same as last season. He started off real hot, and then advanced scouting. They know where to pitch him. They know what he likes. They knows what he's going to have to make the adjustments. But I'm confident that he will. I think that he'll be fine. It's interesting that he's the leading vote getter right now. Can you imagine Orlando, a Marlin, getting voted into the All-Star game? I mean, voted by fans across the country. That would be great. He's up against Ozzy Albies, who's not even going to be playing in the All-Star game regardless. So I think he's got a good shot.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. He brings a little pizzazz to the game.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. I enjoy watching the kid. How is he to deal with? Because I've only dealt with him one time when we were at FanFest a couple of years ago, and he was fantastic. He was terrific. He was honest. That was the other thing that I talked to him, because one of the things that pisses me off about baseball is the players don't do a good enough job of promoting the game themselves on social media and other platforms. And he agreed with me when I told him, and he goes, "Yeah, we need to do a better job of that," which is obvious. And so I loved his honesty overall. How is he dealing with every day? What is it about him that might rub other people wrong? Because I like what I see from the kid.
Yeah, I mean, transparently speaking, I'm not dealing with him every single day like the reporters are that are there, but he's been great to me. I mean, I could not have one negative thing to say. Anytime I ask him something, he answers and seems to be very transparent with those. So as far as my dealings with him, I mean, he's been perfectly fine. I mean, I have absolutely nothing to say except for he's been a pro.
All right. So, what are you working on? Sports Grid, Swings and Mishes, everything at Miami Herald. Talk to us. What are we doing? Follow Craig Mish on Twitter.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks have really not been doing all that much, just with these tournaments going on. But I would tell you that I will be back at it very soon. Just taking a pause from things for a little bit, but certainly still watching the games. But Orlando, with the clubhouse, being open and me not being able to be there because I have a show that ends at 3:00, the dynamic of that definitely has changed. My hope is Saturday to get back to the park, depending on how these. I mean, I literally, my son has games every single day between now and next Wednesday, but I'm hoping that Saturday is there, and then new episodes of Swings and Mishes. Eventually, we will get back to that, and then the Angels are in town, Orlando, July 5th and 6th. Ohtani and Trout in Miami. I mean, that's a pretty big one, I think.
That's gonna be fun. Let's see if the boys can split that one at least. All right, follow him on Twitter at Craig Mish. And of course, you can step into the batter's box every week with us right here, the Welt and Rheaume batter's box. And you can also go to the website, WRFLAlaw.com, if you need attorneys that are going to fight for you and fight against those insurance companies. And I am proof. They know how to take on those insurance companies. I can tell you that for a fact. Yeah, because I don't know if you know, I had some kids think that they were Fast and Furious, and they went through the wall of my house.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You know, life has a way of kicking you in the ass. You just got to find a way to kick it back, you know?
Yeah.
And so, so they had to take on the insurance companies first.
No, I like that. So Christopher Cross is like $150 a ticket. I don't know, man. We're debating that right now.
Do not go to Christopher Cross. One, he plays all his hot songs at the beginning of the show. He does it on purpose because he says people come late to his shows thinking that he's going to play all the popular songs at the end, and he doesn't. So he plays them early. Plus, he sings, you know, Get Crossed in New York City and Run Like the Wind and all those songs. He sings them with no emotion. He just goes through those songs. The last time I saw him at the Broward Center, I was effing pissed off because you can tell he doesn't appreciate what he accomplished and the reason why everybody's there. And then he jams new music down your throat for the rest of the show.
Interesting.
And you're like, yo, dude, you're not known for this. You're known for Arthur, my brother. You're known for this song and that song. I want you to race for the Mexican border, whatever the hell that song is. Right. You know, I want you to talk about that, bro. I want you to sing about that. I want you. This new album, none of us bought it. We bought the other ones, you know. And so he's one of those artists that
doesn't appreciate the old stuff. Okay.
Yeah, and he's kind of tired of playing it. Which, dude, that's why you're here. That's why we're here. So do not pay $150 for Christopher Cross.
Okay. REO Speedwagon definitely recognized all their old stuff is the stuff.
Of course. Yeah, they don't fuck around. They play the songs that they're supposed to play. Styx does too.
They do.
You know what I mean? Loverboy Mike Reno, I feel terrible. He ate like 3 of me, bro. I mean, wow.
That was rough. That was rough.
Wow. And that guy has a voice. Okay.
No,
okay. I mean, now it's not the same. But it's a shame, you can tell, because he didn't take care of himself, man. What a shame with Mike Reno. But yeah, no, save your money on Christopher Cross, dude. Save your money. Go to YouTube and catch his old concerts. You're better.
All right, have a great day, buddy.
You got it. Be good. There you go. Mish Meister. We are in the batter's box. We hit a home run, and now we're out.